So let's look at this situation where there are genes for hair color. So we have capital B, we'll say is for brown hair. That's a dominant trait, is capital. Then blonde hair is recessive, that's lowercase b. Then there's also traits that control tallness. And so there's a dominant trait that controls tallness, capital T. And then lowercase t would be for short. So let's think about, if we had these together, so parents have a lot of genes to give to their kids. Let's look at just these two though and see what would happen in a family with the situation. So let's say that one parent, use the red, has this. So we'll just say this is the dad. So the dad is heterozygous for hair color and for tallness. So he carries a gene for brown hair and the gene for blonde hair. He carries a gene for tall and the gene for short. And the mom has this genotype. So just like the dad, she also carries heterozygous genes for hair color and for tallness. What are the possible genotypes for the offspring? So we went to Punnett Square and to see what the kids could have from these parents. Yes. Yeah, anything on the board you should write down. So capital B, brown hair, lowercase b, blonde hair, capital T, tall, lowercase t, short. So let's think about what the parents give to the children. What genes can they give the children? So each parent will give one of each of these genes to a child. And so a dad would give either a capital or a lowercase b to their kid. So he could give an uppercase b to their kid. And then he would give one of the two tall genes to their kid, either capital T or lowercase t. And so he could give an uppercase T to the kid as well. And so one of the sperm cells could look like this, where he has a capital B and an uppercase T. He could also do this instead. He could give an uppercase B and a lowercase t to a kid. So a different sperm cell would have this. What else could happen? Well, he could give lowercase b and uppercase t. Or he could give a lowercase b and lowercase t. So this represents the four kinds of sperm cells that could be made based on the genes the dad has. Now, of course, there's a lot more than just these genes he's passing on to the children, but we're looking at just two genes to make it simpler. So looking at just these two genes, the sperm cells would have one of these four combinations. With me so far on this? So do you all understand how we get these combinations right here? So each parent gives one of the two genes to their children. What about the mom? Well, it's the same thing. She's going to give one of each of the two genes to the child through the egg cells. So for one egg cell, she would have capital B, capital T. Another egg cell, she would have lowercase b, capital T. She could have uppercase b, lowercase t, or she could have lowercase b, lowercase t. So those are the combination, or those are the possible egg cells she could have. These are the possible sperm cells that you could have. So then these could fertilize. So you could have this sperm cell fertilize that egg cell. Or you could have any other combination of these things. So you could have this one fertilize this one. There's a lot of different combinations that you could have with this. You could have 16 combinations. We have 4 egg cells, 4 sperm cells. 4 times 4 gives you 16. We have 16 possibilities that could happen with these egg and sperm cells. So, and that would then produce children with different traits. So what we want to do now is determine what could the children have based on these parents. We need to use a Punnett square to do that. We're going to do a 4x4 Punnett square. So for the dad, I'll have him in blue. We'll put him on the left-hand side. So the dad will just put down vertically. So the dad could give capital B, capital T. Or he could do capital B, lowercase t, or he could do lowercase b, capital T, or lowercase b, lowercase t. So those are the dad's possible outcomes for the child. And for the mom, we'll put them across the top right here. These are the 4 possible egg cells she could give to the child. Same exact thing, capital B, capital T, capital B, lowercase t, lowercase b, capital T, and then lowercase b, lowercase t. So we're going to make a 4x4 square where we cross the egg cells with the sperm cells to see what the children could have. So what's the first possibility? So we have these 2 right here. So we'd have capital B from the mom, or sorry, capital B from the dad is blue, and capital B from the mom, which is red. And then capital B from the dad, sorry, capital T from the dad, and capital T from the mom. So one possible outcome would be to have a child with all capital genes, with 2 brown hair genes and 2 tall genes. Going into this one right here, we cross this one with this one now. So we have capital B from here, capital B from the red, lowercase t from the blue, capital T from the red. Crossing now this one with this one, we have lowercase b from the dad, uppercase B from the mom, uppercase T from the dad, uppercase T from the mom. And then for this next one, we have this crossing with that. So that would give you lowercase b from the dad, uppercase B from the mom, lowercase t from the dad, uppercase T from the mom. So you with me so far in how we crossed all those? That makes sense? No? You got it? Right. So for this one right here, we have this crossing with this. And so we have uppercase B from the dad, from the mom, uppercase B, dad, uppercase T, mom, lowercase t. Uppercase B, lowercase t, lowercase t. Lowercase b from dad, uppercase B from mom, uppercase T from dad, lowercase t from mom. Going on to the third column, we have this crossing with that. So uppercase B from dad, lowercase b from mom, uppercase T from dad, uppercase T from mom. Okay, so we have now the third column done. It's going to cross the last one again. Uppercase B, T, lowercase b, T. So we have uppercase B from dad, lowercase b from mom, uppercase T from dad, lowercase t from mom. Cross this column with that. Okay, now we're finished. Okay, so the next thing to do would be to think about what are the possible phenotypes we can have. So possible phenotypes. Remember from last week, what are phenotypes? Remember this one? Yeah. Very good, physical traits. So in this situation, what are the two phenotypes? Actually, there's 4 phenotypes. Which ones will we see in this situation? So what are the things we can observe? So based on these genes, what do we observe in a person? Yeah. That's right. So hair color and tallness, right? So brown hair, blonde hair, tall, short. So those are the possible phenotypes. Brown hair, blonde hair, tall person, short person. Of the kids, what do we see? So this kid right here, what would they look like? That's right. So one possible phenotype would be to have brown hair and be tall. So let's look at how many are that way. So we know that this first one is right here. How many others do you see that have brown hair and are tall? Yeah, Joey. This one right here? Yeah, so that's right, because there's one uppercase B, right, and one uppercase T, so that also would be one brown hair and tall. So we have that one. Yeah, yeah. Good. So this one also would be brown hair and tall. Good. That one also would be brown hair and tall. Yeah. This one? Yeah. That's also brown hair and tall. So anywhere you see one capital D, one capital T would be brown hair and tall. So this one also would be brown hair and tall. This one is. That one is. That one is. Did I miss any? So how many is that? How many boxes do you see? 9? To be 9 boxes. Do y'all count 9? Okay. So there's 9 boxes. 9 out of how many? 9 out of 16. So 9 out of 16. So we have 9 out of 16 brown hair and tall. That's a probability. 56% chance of having brown hair and tall in this situation. What other possible phenotypes do you have? So besides brown hair and tall, what else could you have? Okay, so blonde hair and short. Okay, let's look. How many boxes do you see that would be blonde hair and short? 1, just this one right here. So just 1 out of 16. That's 1.2%. So 1 out of 16 will be blonde hair and short. What else could you have? Blonde hair and tall. Blonde hair and tall. Okay, so we see this one is blonde hair and tall. This one's blonde hair and tall. That one's blonde hair and tall. Did I miss any? 3 out of 16. So we have 3 out of 16 blonde hair and tall. What else do we have? Brown hair and short. How many do you see that is that way? 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. 3 out of 16. Okay, so those would be the 4 possibilities. In this family, what we can see is that most would be brown hair and tall. But these are all possibilities for the kids in this family. So they might ask for the phenotypic ratio, which we'll talk about now. So phenotypic ratio would be each possible phenotype in the ratio of those. So what do we have? Well, we have brown hair and tall. We have, we'll go with the more prevalent ones first. So after brown hair and tall, blonde hair and tall and brown hair and short are more prevalent. So we'll do those ones. So we'll do blonde hair and short last. So we have brown hair and tall, blonde hair and tall. We have brown hair and short. And then we have blonde hair and short. So the ratio would be 9 to 3 to 3 to 1. You see how we got that? 9 out of 16, 9, 3 out of 16, 3 out of 16, 1. So we would have this be our ratio. So if they ask for the phenotypic ratio, that's what they want you to do. So it'd be a 9, 3, 3, 1. Yes. If you have what? No, sorry. Oh, I see. It can go either way. As long as you specify, you could have either one be. So you could have blonde hair and tall or brown hair and short be right here. As long as you wrote out which one is which, that's fine. Either way. So Mendel discovered this. He said, when you have 2 hybrid parents, when you have heterozygous parents who carry both the dominant and recessive gene for 2 traits, he always saw this ratio, 9, 3, 3, 1. Where 9 would be heterozygous traits, brown hair and tall, with dominant traits. And then 3, 3, you'd have 1 recessive trait with 1 dominant trait. And then 1 would be the 2 recessive traits. Okay. Any questions about that before we go on? I want to give you a worksheet that is similar to what's on the board, just in a different scenario. And I want you to fill it out, make a Punnett square. So they're going to give you a 4x4 box like we did on the board. And once you just go through that, answer the questions, pass it out for you all. There you go, right here. And then for those who are on Zoom, you can go in your book and let me see what page that's on. It's in your book somewhere. Maybe it's not after all. Huh. Well, I guess for people who are on Zoom, I'll have to email you that worksheet. I thought it was in your book, but apparently it's not. So I'll have to send that to you through email. So for today, the only homework would be the worksheet, and so I'll have to email it to you all. Any questions before I exit out of Zoom?